Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. We're down in the garden today. It is the week of June the 24th, and the word of this week is going to be hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. We'll hit the mid-90s today. In fact, I think we're already in the 90s, and it's just 9 o'clock in the morning. We are pushing good 3 weeks with no rain. It's really starting to look sad. Last Monday it was bad, and this Monday it's sad. If it keeps going this direction, I think next Monday it'll just be over with, I mean, if you look at the field down here, where the potatoes were, it's just powder. Just pure old powder. Okra is surviving this, and it will survive heat. It'll end up producing. It always will, because it'll produce till the first frost. I'm not worried about getting production off of it, but you are getting just a lot of old naughty stuff like that, and ants crawling around on it. Hey, when you see ants crawling up down okra stalks, it's dry. And man, look at these rattlesnake beans out here. They're just dying. We got an area down there on the other end where they're still producing some, but they're just, as a rule, dying. If we can get 1 or 2 just decent pickings out of it, we'll get enough to can what we want to can this year. But they sure are looking pitiful. I mean, the only thing we got is just 10-15 feet down there on the end. But Jimmy Red is tousled out. Corn is producing, but it's over here just crying for something to drink. Not a lot of ears forming on it. There's a few. It's just not looking great. It's nice that it's, there's one over 14 feet tall probably, but hey, what good is it if there's no produce on it? Now we get over here to the other little garden. Squash is looking pitiful. It's hurting. Now this little triple sweet corn, I'm kind of impressed with it. I think it's gonna be the only thing it makes this year. It's getting actually close to being ready to harvest, and every stalk in there just about. I even seen one that was just laying on the ground, looked like it was near dead, and had an ear hanging off of it. Well, I thought that would have produced anything. But anyways, hopefully we'll get some corn out of this little old patch. We're not supposed to get any rain this week. I mean, it's not in the forecast till there's a chance at the end of the week. But Lord have mercy. Squash. There's nothing out here on this end. It should need picked because I didn't pick it yesterday. There you go. Yeah, no, it needs some picking there, no doubt. I neglected it. Gonna get a decent mess off of it. It's kind of the end of its life cycle, especially with this rain like it is. Well, all right, I don't want this to be a sad update, but it is kind of sad. I mean, when you sit there and watch everything just burn up from no water. But we're gonna head on over to the tomato patch, which it's thriving, because we got it growing in them tubs, and them little wicking tubs work good, I'm gonna have to say. And the one thing I like about it is I'm not having to constantly water it. That's about twice a week I go over and fill them wicking tubs up. and it just keeps on growing. So I'm seeing that as being here. I'll sit down here a minute because this is a fairly short video as a rule. But I'm seeing the, it just keeps growing. I'm sitting there looking at the tomato plant, and it's probably 2 feet above the cattle panel cage. They're just growing out the top. They'll end up, tomatoes start growing them, they'll collapse on me. It's almost like it needs to be taller than that. Which I got 10 more drums cut in half, and that'll give me 20 more growing tubs, which I'm gonna start working on that. I'm contemplating doing something a little different. I mean, we got, July, August, September, October maybe even, before we start seeing any cool weather. We generally don't get no cool weather till the end of October, November. We'll get a cool spell. Have a little Indian summer, somewhere around in there where it warms back up good. Middle of December, January, February is always our coldest months. In February, we're seeding stuff. But anyways, that's the life cycle around here. I was discussing with a wife this morning as to whether I ought to get irrigation and try to do a summer garden. I mean, I couldn't do it without it. If I put some seeds in the ground right now, they'd just all die. But if I picked up an irrigation system and rolled me out about 10 rows, I could plant a whole nother garden. It cost me, no doubt it cost me, because I got to buy the irrigation system, and the irrigation system is a couple of $100, about 300 actually, for just, to do 10 rows out here. I think is what I had figured. Maybe it's 20 rows, I don't know. It's quite a few anyways. In my mind, I was thinking the $300 would take care of this upper garden. But it's been a while since I figured out how much drip tape I was going to be getting. And that's the only difference. It's just how much drip tape you buy. You can set up many systems you want to with it. Just have to rotate them. But I asked myself, well, do you feel like getting out here in this 100-degree temps and putting some seed in the ground? Well, not really, but I would like to experiment with something. I always want to experiment with something, so it may be something, I don't know. We'll just have to stay tuned. Anyways, that's just some thoughts that's going on in the back of my head. I heard a fella say the other day that he was talking to himself and then he quit paying attention and had to start all over. Well, sometimes that's how I am. I'll be talking to myself about something and trying to contemplate whether to do it, and then I just quit paying attention to myself and go on and get busy doing something else and have to have the same conversation with myself again later. Anyways, I may edit that part out. All right, let's head over to them tomatoes. All right, we over tomato patch. There's old Buster. Buster Clyde. He wants to get back in the air conditioning. Well, what we got here? Well, we do got a few of our little tomatoes coming in. We've got 15, 20 of them in a basket up at the house. Been gnawing on those all weekend. I'm telling you, got a little blossom end rot going on right there, or something been gnawing on it. God, other than that, we got some really good looking tomatoes. Those may be blushing a little bit. You stand back and you look at this thing, and these old tomatoes, I'd say they're saying, give me some water. They kind of drooping just a little bit, but they will droop in this heat. They can't. This would be a good time. They pulling a shade cloth over them. You know the truth. always looking to see I'm seeing any additional greenworm activity. This is where they come in there last time. It doesn't seem like I'm getting any more greenworm activity. Well, all right. Peppers, well, they're just doing great. I mean, I tell you what, every time I come down here, I just harvest a bunch more. I had the limb break off this one the other day. That's why I run all this string around it. And it's just producing a lot of them. These are coming on along. Got a decent sized pepper there for me. So far, this has been the bush that's produced the most of them. Got one nice in there I could pick. Yeah, a few more over here coming along. Them are coming in real late. Got a bale over here with the hot pepper. This tells me I guess I got all the peppers confused when I was planting them. Anyway, she's looking good. Well, all right, that's kind of our garden update. Well, look at that big old tomato. That's a hoss. They're naughty looking tomatoes, these right here. These are brandy boys. I don't know, never had any. Well, this is my setup for watering, which I started draining it out of here, and I had to fill that up with city water. Figured I'd let it fill up, let the chlorine evaporate out of it. I'm using this pump to water it, and the reason I'm doing it is because I was using gravity fed, which wasn't a big deal because I was only watering it maybe once a week, but now I'm doing it twice a week. And all that gravity fed stuff gets real slow. So I drop that little old pump in there, and now I can water them all in about 10 minutes. All right, let me get busy. I'm gonna water these plants, fill these tubs up, keep them going this week. These over here in the shade. And we'll just go from, I'll end this video and I'll get in there and start my my weekly update. Kind of let you follow me what I'm doing this week. And it's gonna be brutal this week, I'm telling you. I got a feeling you're gonna see some sweat rolling off me this week, because this is tough. But I'll stay hydrated, and I'll be out here in this sun till, usually I stay out here at 12, 1 o'clock, but when it's getting hot as it is, I probably won't stay out there that long today. I'll get an earlier start. I'll try to wind up everything I gotta do by 11:30 or 12. And then after the sun goes over these trees right here, I'll get out here and pick the garden in the evening. And that seems like what works good for me. If I hadn't just wore myself out digging out from under that porch. I hope I get back to that project. I'd like to kind of get that planter box finished. All right, thanks everybody for watching these videos, and we will catch you on the next one.